Hello and welcome to a video about headers. Headers usually are used to put the author's name on a document. It can be used for page numbering. It could be used to put a date and time on. So there's several different reasons to use a header. Sometimes you put a title in the header and not actually in the body of the paper. Right now, I'm going to show you a couple different ways to put a header into a document. First way is probably the most simple way and the way most students should put their name, assignment, and period number into their documents. Okay, first and foremost, you need to find where your ruler is on the left-hand side, the vertical ruler. Okay, you will notice that the majority of it is a white or light gray. That is indicating your active document. Okay, these are the margins for your active document. Right above the white is a gray area. Okay, this gray area is your header area in your document. So if you put your arrow in that gray area, then move to your document and double click, you will get into your header section. You can do the same thing down below in the footer. Okay. Once in your header document, you can type, you can insert a picture, you can insert page numbers, you can insert a date and time. Basically anything you can do inside the body of a document, you can do in the header section. Just remember, the more information you put in the header section, the less information or less room you'll have to put information into the body section. So, as I was saying, once you are in the header section, you can go ahead and type your name. If I was doing this for a class or for MOP, I would do my name, Mr. Meissen, MOP. Let's say my period, the period I have it is 3A. Oops, 3A. Comma, and let's say this is lab 2-1. All right, and that would be my header for this paper that I would then print out and turn in. Now to get out of this header section is very simple also. All you do is go below this dotted line and double click, and you now have a header. This header will show up on every page of your document unless set otherwise, and I will show you that in a moment. But if you have 3 pages, this will be on every page. Every page of that 3-page document, this will be on. You'll also notice that I cannot put my insertion point up into the header. Unless I double click up there, I cannot do anything. You can also align this header by clicking on your Home tab and going to your alignment buttons. Center or right align. You can also use the keyboard combinations. Right align is Control R, as you can see, and center is Control E, as you can see. I think left is Control L. So you can also use those keyboard combinations to move your text. And as I said, that is the easiest way to do a header. And as I said, you can just double click below that dotted line and you are then into the body of your paragraph or paper. Now, the other way, and the way the book will cover it during this chapter, is clicking on your Insert tab to get to the Insert ribbon, then going over to the Header Footer section, and you will see Header Footer. If you click on the header, it will give you several different options and formats for you to type in. And depending on what kind of paper or document you're dealing with, you can figure out what you want. Whether it might have graphics, might be just plain. It depends on what you're looking for. You can also go on to right here, if you click more headers from office.com, if you select that, you can go online to office.com and they will give you even more choices. You can edit the header by clicking there. Basically that takes you exactly where we were a minute ago, just in that header section, and you can type and do what you want. Or you can remove the header totally by just clicking Remove Header. The other option you might want, as I told you before, is the page numbering. Again, that is in the insert if you don't want to get all fancy about it. You click page numbering. You can put it and the top or bottom of the page margins possibly, which would be top, bottom, left, and right, or you can put it in the current position. Current position is wherever your insertion point is. You have plain number, accent bar. Again, you have the same format you did with the header options for the most part. Okay, kind of goes along hand in hand. You can format these page numbers. If you click on format, you see number format, and you have 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3 with dashes, ABC, Roman numerals, basically anything you want. You can include chapter numbers if you have set that up in your document. Unfortunately, we won't have time to go over that, but if you do want to learn more about that, you can go to Microsoft Help and they will show you how to do that. And the other cool thing is down here on the bottom under page numbering, if in fact you have a title page or something you do not want numbered, you can click Start At and dictate the page where the page numbering starts at, which is kind of cool for those of you, as I said, who want a title page and do not want to number that title page and basically just start on page 2. So we're going to click Cancel there, and that is basically all there is to headers at this point. Everything I said for headers also coincides down on the bottom of your document. As you see here, I have the white area, and then below that is the gray area for the footer. So I double click and it takes me to the footer. So basically it is the same thing. And remember, as with everything else, depending on what you do get a contextual tab that comes up, the design header and footer tools design tab. So it gives you a couple different options of inserting date and time, page number, all that good stuff. So that is headers and footers in a nutshell. As I said, the textbook will cover it in a little bit more detail, but at least now you know where things are and basically what it is. Thanks for listening.